I am back again with another update on my historical record of early 21st century consumption habits, aka my trash journal. So we're gonna see what I'm inspired to do in here today. Before we get started, I do have custom keepers available, and I will give you a link to that if you want to use one like I am to hold your trash journal signatures while you work on them. Or I have this great big size that I'm using to hold excuse me, to hold my trash. So yeah, those are available. This is A4, which is the great big one that will hold file folders, and then the composition notebook size. And I also have some of the smaller, this is an A5, which just holds like a standard sheet of paper, that size, so if you want to work smaller. And I'll give you the link, and if you go over there and the size you want is not there, just drop me a note because they're selling out pretty quick. I've already restocked once. But yeah, you can even just send a note, use the contact form on the website. I check that every day. So you can use that and say, hey, you're out of composition size and I'd like a couple, and I'll get them made for you. I still have plenty of this pink and blue vinyl I've been using. So there's that. And this is just some of the trash I've collected over the past week or so. I think a few things I've pulled out of my stash. But I've got several cardboard pieces because like 3 or 4 of you asked, hey, do you have any tips on how you peel off the excess cardboard? And yes, I do. I will do that for you and show you how I do it. And I mean, sometimes it is hit or miss. It's really easy to tear the outer layer. But I do have some tips I'll show you. So I've got some cardboard to do that with. And then just some of the stuff that I've used this week. Y'all, I buy Jason all these snack bars for him to take to work, so that he won't buy, you know, a $3 bar out of the vending machine, because that's ridiculous. So I just buy these little granola bars and things for him. And he brought home this stack of the front of the package the other day, and he handed them to me, and my first thought was, oh my God, he truly does get me. I mean, he's pretty much trained not to throw things away until I verify that they are actually trash. But, you know, for him to bring these home from work, he must know that I'm working on this whole trash video series. And I felt so seen and loved. And I was telling him all this. And he goes, oh no, I just brought those home so that you would know which ones you need to buy again because I'm out. Okay, whatever. So yeah, not so seen and loved, but still, I'll use these. Okay, cardboard, got all kinds of cardboard. I've got some things I've cut out of junk mail. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I've got a bread sack and a pharmacy bag and some more of those. And so this the other day, it's just the top opening piece from a Kleenex box, you know, onto the front of a plastic cheese wrapper. I'm really liking playing with the plastic now that I've found that, you know, this glue, this tape works really well. And then with the sewing, so yeah, that's a little piece I can put somewhere. And these I cut out of some junk mail for a magazine or something. And I thought this, I always save these, and I've got some in my journal that I'll show you. And they're the ones that are not like the real credit card, they're paper. So they're not all that great for spreading glue, but they make great tags and, you know, stuff that you can play with. And there's some more. So yeah, nothing super exciting. Oh, I did have couple of labels. They had some sticky on them, so I put them on a piece of parchment from the Gatorade and from peanut butter. Just the usual stuff. And now we'll flip through this. I don't remember what I did last time. So we'll just do a flip through and then you can see where we are, because I probably added some stuff since last time too. So yeah, I'm still basically just doing more backgrounds than anything else, because I'm kind of covering up some of the plain things that I've used, or things that I just think, you know, they need a little something on them. So that's kind of still what I'm working on before I get too far into the actual smaller decorations and embellishments. Last time I did make this little tab thing out of my yogurt lid. And that was some junk mail. I think I've added that. And I don't really remember what all else is new. Maybe this. This was a American Science and Surplus catalog. I just put the cover onto this envelope that was just white. So that was a little more interesting. That was junk mail, and this was some prime boxes. And see right here, I didn't even bother to cut straight, and then I glued them down and it bothers me. But look, I found this that I trimmed off of the surplus covers, and it fits just right. So yeah, I can just cover that up, and that makes me happy. What else? I may have added that. That was just the label off of the Bloody Mary mix. We don't actually make Bloody Marys, we just drink the mix because it's yummy. And this may be new since last time, because I've, you know, like I said, I've been liking the plastic. So this was a cheese, string cheese package, and I sewed it to something, some junk mail, I think, and then inside was this postcard, and I like that little dog. Look how cute. And then this, the design of this string cheese logo right here was about the same shape as, you know, this is the top off a Kleenex box. So I just did that, and I used the ATG tape, and you know, it's holding really well. So yeah, I did that little thing. Lots of stuff to still cover up. I may have put that in since last time. And probably that. And maybe this. This was a pizza box. No, did I show you that last? I can't even remember. But yeah, I peeled it off this was the top of the pizza box, and I even kept this because look how beautifully it peeled. It was lovely. So I could just make a whole something out of that. And then I accidentally tore it, and I'm pretending like I'm okay with that. And then this is some of the, you know, I said the little cards always get in use. And then on the back, these were just little out of a junk mail thing. So I just glued those on there on the back, so that I can poke a hole and put a ribbon or something, and then it's like a fun little tag. And I don't know what else. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I don't know what I want to do today. I want to think of something to do with this bread sack. I have a weird relationship with bread sacks like this, because when I was just a little child, I think probably kindergarten. Kindergarten was not mandatory when I was a child. It was optional. And I dropped out, which set just a lifelong pattern of not finishing what I start. That's where it began, right there in kindergarten. But I went to this little private kindergarten, and they had their little bus that came to my house and, you know, would pick me up for kindergarten. And if it was raining outside, my mother would take bread sacks and put them around my shoes. And I think she put like a rubber band around my ankle. Not tight or anything, but, you know, just to keep my little shoes from getting wet. And that was like the humiliation of wearing bread sacks around my shoes lasted for 50-something years. I swore I would never put bread sacks on my kids' shoes, Buy her a pair of galoshes, for Pete's sake. It wasn't like we were dirt poor. I don't know why she thought the bread sacks were a great idea instead of a pair of galoshes. So anyway, I get a little PTSD when I see a bread sack. So I guess this is my way of trying to make peace with the bread sack trauma of my childhood. So let's think of something fun to do with that. Got a nice crispy pharmacy bag. And I want to do something with these prime boxes. These are the electrolyte packets. Jason drinks a lot of these. And I have a couple in here already, but I was thinking about maybe making some kind of pocket out of them, but I don't know. So yeah, okay, clearly I'm not inspired yet. So let's peel some cardboard. I can get that out of the way and show you how I do it and give you some tips for how to do it successfully. This works on, you know, things like pizza boxes that's, you know, have this corrugated. This was a big thick piece. And then it works on thin packaging like your cereal boxes and snacks. Something that's already kind of thin, like this butter thing. I mean, it's already thin. I wouldn't bother trying to peel that. There's really just no need, and you're going to rip it to pieces trying. And, okay, one tip I have is that smaller is better. Yes, you can peel an entire front of a cereal box, but your chances for ripping it increase the bigger it gets. At least that's how it is in my world. But what I usually do to start out is kind of do this on a corner to kind of, you know, start it separating. You're going to want to closer up, aren't you? Okay. Let's see how this works. So, yeah, you want it to kind of start separating or get fuzzy a little bit so that you can get in there and then just kind of start pulling the layers. And you can see I don't have any fingernails, so you don't have to have fingernails to do with. Start peeling, just like that. Now, if you take your pattern part, and this is the way that you pull, you see how it started getting thinner? Yeah, that's gonna start getting thinner and wanting to tear. If you take the unpatterned part and start to pull, let's start again. So I can give you, I have to get it up here so I can see it with my old lady eyes. Okay. So if you pull this part back, then this is the one that's going to start getting thinner. See how it tears? So the one that you pull is going to start to get thin, no matter which side you start from. You pull this way, this one's going to get thin. Pull this way, this one's going to get thin. So the tip I have is to try not to pull one side away from the other. Try to separate them both equally. Okay, here we go. So don't pull this one away, don't pull this one away. Pull them equally if you can. If you see one starting to get too thin, then pull from the other side. Work your way around. See, this one I'd already started to mess with, so it's not doing so great. Let me get another one to show you. See if I can do this one. Okay, let's try to pull this one fairly equally. And I can feel this one getting thin, so I'm going to pull the opposite side and then start from another corner. And that's usually what I do, is start from each corner, start pulling, trying to pull equally. Get about halfway in, start from another corner. Try to pull both sides equally. So this one's getting too thin, so I'm going to pull this one more. Okay, right there. I can just do like that. So now I got it off there, no tears. If I've got some excess like this, I can just gently pull that off. If I feel like it's too thick, I can go back and, you know, try to very gently pull off more of those layers. And that's it. That's how I peel. You really just have to kind of do it slowly. Try to pull with equal tension on both sides. And just remember that if you're pulling one side away from another, that side that you're pulling on is going to get thinner faster. Let's try, maybe this one can pull out, come out a little bit. Okay. This one, see, I can kind of feel they're pretty good. They feel kind of about the same. One is not thicker than the other. Oop. Started to tear right there. Where did it start to tear? Right there. So there. Nipped that in the bud so it didn't tear all the way through, and I got it peeled. So like I said, it's kind of hit or miss, and you just have to go slowly, pay attention to what you're doing, and then you can peel pretty much any cardboard and just get rid of a little bit of that excess that's going to really, okay, off to a bad start. It's going to really bulk up your journal. This is just a good way to keep it from getting too bulky too fast. There we go. Now it feels about even. It's getting kind of hard to handle, so I'm going to go back in over here. Yes. There we go. We are peeled. So, those are my tips for peeling cardboard, which I do a lot. And then, you can recycle that piece you just peeled off, and then help keep your journals from getting too bulky too fast. And then this one is not a loss, it's just not a, I just didn't get careful enough with it. There we go. Now, I've got a little tear, but I'm going to glue these down on something anyway, so not a big deal. Well, there we have it. Okay, now let's go back in here. Where's that one with the prime thingies? Because I had that, yeah, this tiny little piece. I want to go ahead and glue that down right there before it gets lost. So I think I'm just going to use my Art Institute glitter glue. And oh, scooch back out, you can't see. Sorry about that. There we go. Because it was just the right size. And I had already cut it out, so it was meant to be. And what else? Okay. Where'd the bread sack go? Come on. Let's just figure this out. This doesn't have much as far as pattern. I mean, see, it's kind of plain. We like this bread. So I think it needs something interesting underneath it. I think I'll go ahead and I'm going to cut along the seam because I don't want to use it. Sorry. I don't want to use it as a bread sack. So here I've got this. And I can do things with that. I just don't know what. Oh, I could do that. Look how well it fits. Oh, you know, how am I going to make it stick? Oh, I guess I'll use my tape runner. Okay, I'm going to try that. That needs to be trimmed up. I'm not using those. Alright, so I'll trim that up and think about that. I'm going to set that aside because that's going to take some brain power. And I think I just need to look through here and see what else. I want to do something fun with this, but I don't think I'm ready for it yet because, you know, it needs to go. I don't want it to get lost in the background of something. It's definitely a, yeah. So I don't want to mess with that yet. Clearly I'm not ready for the foreground things, but I do have stuff like this that needs to, oh look how good that fit. That fits just right there. How can I not put it there? Okay. So, yeah, I think I want to peel it a little bit. So let's use our peeling technique we just learned. Okay, see, I started off with that one too thin. So I'm going to come at it from another corner because I don't want to start off already too thin. And I don't really pay much attention to what I'm grabbing because, like I said, I don't have fingernails, so I just kind of separate as best I can. Okay. That's getting thin, so I'm going to yank it that way a little more. This feels pretty good and pretty even down here. Boy, I just knew that was going to tear, but it didn't. I don't feel a need to get it this thin all the way around. If you do, good luck. You can do it, but y'all, this is almost like tissue paper thin. This is super thin. And yeah, I don't feel that need. You know, my goal is not to get it as thin as possible, it's to get it thinner than it started so that it doesn't bulk up quite as fast. I think that's good. And I'll use my Barely Craft Precision glue on here. Glue this down. Just like that. You can spread that around or not. I usually don't bother. Okay. I need my... Uh-oh. You see what happens when it gets super thin? You lose it. Which is perfectly fine because, you know, I'll stick that there or something. I'm looking for my parchment. Yes, I want to do this and then this. It helps that glue to spread out and make sure all of my edges are glued down. And I missed an edge right there. Oh, that's where I started peeling and then went at it from the other direction because it was too thin. And now, well, I think I took my good scissors to the other room. So when I get my good scissors, I'm going to trim that little bit off. And yeah, that'll dry nicely. So there's that. And okay, I'm going to sit here and stare at my stuff for a few minutes. And I'm not going to make you do that with me. And see if something else pops into my head. So give me a sec. Okay, I went and got my halfway decent scissors. And I was cutting up my butter box. Because these are good. They would make good tag. Everything would make a good tag, right? But they're good space fillers too. So I was flipping through, seeing which spaces needed to be filled. And I think I like these two right here. Because, see, they fit just right. And does it block my... It doesn't really block my thing. I can shorten them a little bit. I think I'll do that. Cut off that edge a little bit so it doesn't take away from my window effect. Yes. That will make this one match. Okay, that's what we'll do. I'm just going to glue those down. Perfect. And I saw a space for this one. I don't remember exactly where. I feel like it was on this side of the page. Oh, okay. Here's what I did for that bread sack. And, you know, I thought, okay, I might attach it to this pharmacy bag, which I did. And I did both sides. This was super tedious and so not worth the effort. So, of course, I did it twice. On this one, I cut the bread sack to size, ran my tape along here, and then carefully placed it down. Yeah, of course, it was not straight. I had to do some trimming, but it was okay. So I thought maybe it would be easier to not trim it. Just go ahead and put the tape runner on the bag and then just lay my big bread sack over it and then trim off the excess. And that seemed to work a little better. It was a little bit easier. I really like the way this sounds and feels. I mean, the bag itself was already, you know, super crunchy and fun, but you add the super thin plastic lunch sack, and this is really special. I like this. So I thought I might, you know, just make it a page, but I really want to put stuff in it this way because, you know, lots of stuff does like this, which is fine, but I feel like I want it this way. So I think if I just fold up the bottom part and put it in like that, and then just, you know, just attach this, and that way this folds up like that, and I can put stuff in it. What do we think? I think we should do it. So given that it's got the plastic on there, I'm gonna use the tape runner thing and just go along. See, it's got a crease there, so I should probably do this. Yeah, put the tape there and there. Okay, just like that. And then position it. I think I want my stitches to show, so I'll put it about like that. Alright, there we go. Now we've got a little fold out bag. And I was still looking for that space where I wanted the other butter deal. I felt like it, oh, right there. Yeah, that caught my eye because it looked like just about the right size. And it is. I think I'm going to glue this. Yeah, I'm going to put it here because I can find something fun to put there, I think. And this is Tyvek, which is kind of plasticky. So I'm going to use the tape runner instead of glue. And where's the crease? Right there. Yeah, that's sticking good. So, got the butter. Now I just need, I can probably look through here and see if I've got some kind of little, so I can put, that doesn't really fit. Klondike thing, that doesn't really fit. The lemon doesn't fit. Oh my gosh! Look how well it fits. I just wish his arm. Do I really need his arm? I don't think I do because it's just perfect. Okay, that's what I want right there. And that's a little like, I think Chester Cheetah was taking a selfie of himself. Yeah, and it's chip bag, so I'm going to have to fight with my thing here again. Okay. Ha! I love it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and trim off his little arm. He's got his little fingers around the phone, so you can tell it was a selfie. I didn't really do that well, but I think I did it well enough. And there's that little thing. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep playing. And next time we'll flip through again and see what else I managed to come up with. But mainly today I just wanted to give you those tips for peeling your cardboard and show you where we were, that we're still going strong here. I've not gotten tired of it yet, which is a miracle. So I'll keep at it, and y'all keep at it. I would love to see what you're doing. If you're doing a trash journal thing, you can, in the comments, you can leave me a link to your video, or you can join my Facebook group and post your pictures there, or just, you know, whatever's easiest for you. I would love to see your trash journals or your historical records of early 21st century consumption habits. Until next time, the end.